maybe. Okay. I don't see. Nobody's on here yet. Oh, there we go. Jeez, oh, Pete. Ah! How many times did I do that? Like 5 times? Oh my God. Hello, hello. Oh, everybody had to like get out and get on. I don't know how many times. So now I can see everybody talking. Jeez, oh, Pete. This is like the Instagram Live nightmare all over again. But we're good now. We're good. Okay, so now everybody's coming back on. Jeez, oh, Pete. Learning. Yeah. Okay. Now I know not to have it. It's like it was set for kids, and I don't know what the deal with that is. Hey, Robin. Okay. Now I'm like totally flustered, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, God. Carol, you want to see my house coat? I'll stand up with my house coat in a second. So I got my house coat on Amazon. It's just black. It's nothing nothing super exciting. I'll kind of stand up. See, so I've got a house coat on, nice and roomy. And I'm at my mom's house because my husband, kids, dogs, and stuff are at my house. And I knew nobody was here. And my daughter's at work. She'll be home in a little while. Here, she's staying at my mom's. So, yeah, I don't have pearl buttons. So I'm over here and I had to like bring everything over. So I'm actually like wearing my blue jeans. And I wanted to get a house coat that was like something I'd actually might wear. This one's kind of lightweight and, summery. And I have the sleeves are short. So I have a shirt on underneath. It's still kind of cold here. Coldish. Today was kind of warm, but yeah. So I don't even know. I brought stuff to show for sure. So we can just kind of play it by ear and you guys can stitch and we'll chat. Oh, thank you, Carol Saltbox. I look fabulous. I want to know if you're in your peignoir that you said you would wear, Carol, with your high heels. Over a meter of snow. See, now I'm going to have to repeat some of these comments, I think, because if anybody watches this recorded, you don't see the comments and then it can kind of get, not as fun to watch when you watch it later. Debbie Hayes, are you in Florida? She says it was 91. Wearing a robe. Yeah, I usually wear a robe, especially, it's always cold here. It's like wearing a coat in the house. So I wear a robe from like September until it's hot and humid. So this will be nice because it's just zip up and I can wear it over my bathing suit in the summer when I'm, taking the kids swimming and running around. Just throw this on and, Kindred Stitcher is embroidering men's undies. What are you doing, Lisa Kindred Stitcher? Who embroiders men's underwear? I guess other than Lisa. Just started a Reflets to Swa and picked up Newport Beach. Oh, yeah, Newport Beach is a good one. Probably for Reflets to Swa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They're very like feminine. Those French samplers are so florally and feminine, and Newport Beach is a good neutral for that, for probably a lot of them. So I'm Lisa Kindred Stitcher and Carol Saltbox are arguing with each other. Hey, Brenda. Brenda's in a t-shirt and pants. I know that because that's what she said she was going to wear. Right, Brenda? Working on Anne Ufendel. I got to start that one. Okay, so I did bring some stuff to show, you know, and it'll probably go kind of slow because I want to talk with you guys too. So, let's see. One thing. Okay, so before I started this, I'm at my mom's, and she had a couple things on her wall that I stitched that were old, so I grabbed them off the wall. Just two little things. So, okay. So the first one I found on her wall. Let's see if we can do this. This is a vintage stitch. I don't know. Is it showing up backwards? So this was on Ada, and I didn't realize that I stitched this in 95, apparently for Mother's Day. My fancy writing on the back. So this is totally old school. This was on my mom's wall that I yanked down. A little back stitching. Totally old school. In fact, I still had that chart for a long time. Like you could do one for, I don't know what kind of chart it was, but it was like one for father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. And I was like, oh, I'll stitch them for everybody I know. And I think that's the only one I ever did. And then a couple years ago, I did this one for my mom. Of course, it's got glass. This is, I don't remember. This is Plum Street. Red, I think it's Red House. Red something. You guys will know what it is. So that one, she made me stitch the year on it. That was 2019. That wasn't that long ago. So she's got, well, she's got other stuff lying around, but whatever. I just grabbed two. I'll stitch one for, that's what I thought. I was young. I thought I'll stitch one for everyone I know. Everybody's a mom, dad, uncle, brother, sister, everybody's somebody, something to somebody. So yeah. And I just recently got rid of that chart because I'm like, what the heck, man? Why do I even have this? I do still have the very first chart that I learned to cross stitch on. I'll probably show that one day. It was called A Little Bit of Country. I think it was a leisure arts chart. And I see it in thrift stores all the time. It was like little tiny motifs. And I don't know. I kept the piece that I learned on and, you know, can't throw out the chart. So, Tomato Dame by Plum. Oh, I love, God, I have been in the mood for Plum Street and Brenda Gervais like super intensely lately. So, in fact, I was going through my charts today. So actually, I did bring some stuff to show you guys. So I don't know, a long time ago, she did like a video, Carol Saltbox. She did a video, that was like, if she was gonna do Mania, the stuff that she would do. So I'm stealing from her, and I grabbed a few things for sort of a Imagimania and thought I'd show you some stuff that I might start next month. So first stitch was ears of corn, peas, and carrots. Elizabeth. So is everybody like stitching and watching this, or are you guys just watching, or what's everybody's? I mean, I've seen a couple things fly by about what they're stitching. Imagimania, yeah. I don't like, you know, I know a lot of people do Stitch Mania. I don't like I don't like those little itsy bitsy starts and having like tons of itsy bitsy starts. So I know a lot of people alter it. Barbara's watching with a cat on her lap. Very nice. I'm just not a Stitch Mania kind of person, but I love the idea. I love that like people plan for it. And oh, Robin McConkey, you're working on a Plum Street. Yeah, I don't know, but are any of you doing Stitch Mania? Are any of you Stitch Mania people? I don't know, it stresses me out thinking of doing that many starts. I know people alter it and do, their own thing. Calendar cottages. Ooh, a Savior's Praise is good. That's a good border. A Savior's Praise, Frankie. I almost pulled that out for that border video, and then I decided, nah, that's obvious. That's an obvious border. That's fantastic. Whip Go. See, I like the idea when people, just work on their whips for Stitch Mania and do that. That makes sense to me, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of feel like I won't stitch. Yeah, it's not really for me. I've never done it. So if I am going to do something like an excuse to start stuff, it would be one of those altered, like, 4 starts in 1 a week or something like that. I just want more time on what I'm stitching and, kind of like I go with what I'm in the mood for. So if I'm liking something, I don't want to stop and switch and, it makes Lisa anxious to have lots of whips. I used to only be monogamous. And then I think it's probably social media, like a long time ago, that made me start switching what I stitched and doing more than one thing. And it actually, for me, works out better than the monogamous stitching, because with the monogamous stitching, I would actually sometimes get to parts where I got a little burned out and I put it down, not for over the years, sometimes it was a long time, but I would put stuff down, and because I would feel like I couldn't start something until what I was working on was finished. And so, I think switching it up, just doing what interests me, actually keeps me stitching more, because I don't feel obligated to push through something that I'm not feeling into. So, gardening season. I wish we could garden. It is freezing where I live. We had I'm trying to think. Last weekend, it got up to like 70 something, and then there was snow. And then, I don't know. I think next week it's still in the 40s, high 40s. So I can get outside for that. But I have a bunch of bulbs and bushes in my laundry room that have to go in the ground. And this has just been the cruddiest spring ever. I know a lot of people have said that about where they live, but this has been a terrible spring. So I'm not gardening yet, Lori. I'm glad you get to garden. I don't get to yet. And I don't have coffee. I have Coke. I can't drink coffee at night. So I have my cup with my, what is it? Who did this? Shoot. This was at, this little sticker thing was at Market. Was it Hands On Design? We're selling these. So I have Coke. Oh, it is cold in Michigan. Well, it's almost May, and right now it's raining. So this light is terrible, but I figured it'll get dark soon. So yeah, we've had a cold spring. What are you going to do? Wow, there's 102 people on here. That's good. First full-on spring in East Texas. My allergies were actually bothering me today, but it got kind of windy. So, okay, so I guess I'll show you some stuff. Maybe. So if I was going to do, okay. So I think I'm going to use Stitch Mania as an excuse to start stuff, since I don't get any stitching time anyway. So I think I grabbed a few things. I'm not going to do a song and dance. I think, Stacy, did you just say you're coming up here next week? Because it's chilly. It's not fun up here right now. Yeah, so I grabbed some charts, and I thought I'm going to keep this bag of charts, and if I get itching to start something, I can just pull something something out of my bag, and I'm going to give myself permission in May to not tell myself you don't need any new whips. So that's kind of my version of mania this year. Let's see, and you don't do mania, but you have 8 whips all the time. I've got a lot more than that now. I do kind of stitch seasonally. I know a lot of you guys do that too. So a lot of the stuff that I have like for fall, Christmas, patriotic I'll kind of do year round. I do samplers year round. But like some of the samplers will go on the back, kind of on the back burner soon, because I'm going to want to be doing like patriotic type pieces for the next couple months. And then I actually start fall like in the middle of summer. And maybe Christmas, because I don't know. I want it done by the time the season's here. And I think I said in one of my videos, it gets so darn hot without air conditioning that I think I mentally cool myself off by thinking of, like, by mid-July, I'm done. I actually hate summer. I hate summer. So I'd start looking forward to fall. So, you know, I even have a Christmas countdown on my phone, and I'm already whipping it out and telling my kids it's almost Christmas. They're like, stop. Stop. I'm like, oh, look, we're getting closer to Christmas. So I like parts of summer, but not all of it. And not when I don't have air conditioning in my house, when I have a house from 1974, it's not the most fun. So, okay, so I'll show you. I did get some stuff, and I brought the stuff that I'm going to do for Mania. Okay, so I did get in the mail today. I had ordered some stuff from Sassy Jacks. And so one of the things that I got, I brought to show you because it was on my counter. Oh, Barbara. I did, you know what? I did see Christy's video. Let's see. Everything's like flying by, so I want to see what everybody's saying. Yeah, it snowed. Yes, it was snowing up here like Easter time, for sure. And now Easter feels like 10 years ago. But that was the last time I was on here live or on Instagram. So, yeah. Hate summer too, the worst season. Yeah. I mean, I like parts of summer. I like doing the bonfires. I like swimming in the lake. I like some of the food, you know, the lighter food and pasta salad and potato salad. I like all the salads, you know, and all the fruit and vegetables and stuff. And I don't know, what else do I like about summer? I like iced tea. I don't know. Yeah, I like mild weather. So. And I do like gardening. I do. That's hard to do in the snow, so you got to take advantage of that when the weather's nice. So, okay, so let me show you guys what I got. So was it last weekend? Last weekend when I was ironing linen, I'm always just looking for stuff to watch, and I kind of watch, you know, whatever strikes my mood, kind of like stitching. So I go all over the place. And I watched that Renee Zellweger movie about Beatrix Potter. And it reminded me I needed one of the Beatrix Potter samplers, the Quaker samplers. So I ordered it from Sassy Jacks. And so I got it in the mail today. It's not going to be on my May list, but I got this. Can you guys see this? Like right side, is it right? Is it flipped or is it right side? Yeah, it is a good movie. And I think Ewan McGregor's kind of hot. He's kind of cute. So, you know, I won't spoil it for you, but he's not in the whole movie. Okay, it is showing right side. Okay, because I still see it reverse, kind of like, you know, like on Instagram. But I got this one. I like the companion to Beatrix Potter, better than the first one they released. And these are not, she didn't stitch these. This is part of, she was a sampler collector. And so they have 2 of her samplers reproduced. I don't know. I like this. And I'm not a big Quaker person, but I've always liked both of these. Yeah, this is the companion. This is the second one the companion to Beatrix. And then there's the Beatrix Potter one. I don't even know, am I saying that right? Beatrix? So, I don't know. One day I'll do that. Yeah, retirement. So I did get that. A little bit of haul. Yeah, Sassy Jacks has these, and I'm trying to think. I think Victoria and Rose Needle Art sells the Stitchy Box, and maybe even Hobby House. There's a couple places that sell Stitchy Box, or I think you can actually go directly through them. They have some other great charts too. Okay, what did I bring? Well, let's just see. Some of these I've already shown. Oh, I gotta show you this. Okay, I guess I'll show it to you now. So this is another thing I got in the mail. I had a customer email me that she, I'm doing a lot of ums, that she had gotten her linen and really liked it, and she was a big history buff, and how much she loved Dolly Madison, and she also loves Abigail Adams. And I was like, oh, me too. I love them. I kind of love Dolly a little more, but they're both my top 2 first ladies, historical kind of figures. And I told her, you're going to have to watch my next video, which I'm just going to do it now. Because I bought something that was Dolly Madison themed. So, and it actually came in the mail the other day, and then I used it to come over here. And you guys know I have a linen called Dolly Madison. So I got this tote bag. Dolly Madison. It's my girl, which is great. Art storage, Dolly Madison. And on the inside, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to take the stuff out of it so you can see. It's so cute. I got it from History List, and they have a lot of like, American history styled like t-shirts and totes and cool stuff like that. Now I'm pulling the stuff out because I want you to see the inside. So on the inside, it has, let's see if we can do this. It's got the portrait of George Washington that she saved when the White House was on fire. That's one of her big claims to fame. I love this thing. I love this thing. Dolly is like, it's totally cool. She's definitely one of my favorite first ladies. And, I don't know. Oh, you've got to go check out what they have. They have t-shirts with like historical women that says, remember the ladies, the Abigail Adams quote. They just have some cool stuff, some posters and, very like Americana patriotic type stuff. I'm definitely gonna get a t-shirt. I think they have a Dolly Madison t-shirt. I think I should go check. I love Dolly. Like, Dolly was a liberated one. She was, do you guys know about Dolly Madison? Hey, Julie. She was just, I don't know. I think I love her because she was super cool. She's kind of relatable to even today. I don't know. You guys want me to tell you a little bit about Dolly, a Cliff Note version of Dolly Madison? Yeah. Nancy, the history teacher, kicking in. I think there's a lot that I think Abigail Adams and Dolly Madison had in common. They were both, married to presidents, and they were both like they were equal partners with their presidents for sure. I think they also they had real love stories. And they kind of did things that you don't think that women really would have been able to or done back then. But I like Dolly. Dolly was a Quaker, and she was born in Virginia. And she was one of like, I don't know. See, now I'm doing this off the top of my head. Let's see if I can actually do this. So she was like one of 8 or 9 kids, and I think she was born like in the middle. And her father had a farm. The women do get skipped in history class. Dolly needs to be in every history class. So they lived on a farm in Virginia, and they were a Quaker family. And her father got rid of the farm and went to Philadelphia and started a business. And the business went down the tubes, and they went bankrupt. And the father and the brothers got kicked out of the Quakers. I think it had something to do with like drinking and gambling and stuff. And so they kind of like lost their money and whatever. So Dolly's mom opened a boarding house. And so she did that for extra money. And before Dolly's dad died, he had set her up with a Quaker lawyer that they knew that was good to him because, it was kind of shameful. All this stuff that had happened was kind of, not great for his reputation. And so anyway, she was set up with this attorney, and they got married. She didn't really want to marry him. And they got married, and they had 2 kids, and then they all got yellow fever. And the husband and her youngest son died, and so did her in-laws. So then she was like, a single lady with 1 son left. And now I'm trying to remember the whole like timeline. So then I do remember that because her husband died, her son and everything they had would have been part of his estate. She didn't even have like rights to her son, and she fought to have control of whatever money he had and to keep her child and have control of that. So that was kind of, I guess, unusual for the time. And the thing I love about her is like she's basically like an influencer of her time. They say she was like super pretty, which I don't see that from the pictures, quite honestly, but beauty back in the day might have been a different thing. So they say she was like the total catch, she'd walk down the street and men were like, ooh la la Dolly. And like, they would wait outside her house, and they were just like, yeah, kicked out by the Quakers. And I don't think there's a lot of records on exactly why. So I think there's a lot of speculation because that was embarrassing, Julie, to be kicked out. So anyway, her mother at the boarding house, Aaron Burr, stayed there, and he kind of had the hots for Dolly. But he also introduced her to James Madison, and James Madison was like a super rock star. And like super rock star, like everybody knew him. He was very like, I don't know, the hot guy. Not hot physically. They said he was really short and kind of quiet, but he was like super smart, like probably one of those like super intelligent people that's really socially awkward. And he was like 17 years older than her. So basically it seems like she social climbed and married James Madison, but they really did like, I think, fall in love. They were like never apart. They were always together. There's not a lot of Abigail Adams and John Adams have tons of letters and love letters and stuff. And they're kind of like even some sexy letters in there. But Dolly and James Madison don't really have a lot of letters because they were always together. They became like inseparable. And I think they got married like 4 months after they met. But, she was like a fashion icon. She networked and really was like the other half of James Madison, and they weren't allowed to campaign for president back then, and she kind of like rallied the troops and just went all over the place trying to get her husband elected, which I think he got elected by like a really narrow margin. But she did all kinds of stuff. I don't know, when he was elected president, before he was president, he was right after Jefferson, and Jefferson, I guess, was like not socially great. And he used Dolly a lot for like social functions because he was a widow when he was president. So he would have her come over and help and do stuff. But the 2 parties at the time, they fought like crazy, and they would duel. And I mean, they would like kill each other practically. I mean, it was really like contentious. And so Jefferson, I think, kept these social events really separate. and didn't, include everybody. And when she got to the White House, she just thought that was ridiculous and started having these ice cream socials. And they used to call them squeezers because so many people wanted to go. And there were so many people, they were like, squeezed into the White House. She'd have these parties. And she redecorated the White House. Thomas Jefferson had just brought his own like furniture in there and threw it down and stayed there or whatever. And she kind of felt like, it was the people's house. And she invited regular people, like not just dignitaries, but people in off the street because she felt like everybody should be there. And, I don't know. She just did a lot of things that I think set the standard for first ladies. And she worked it. And she was really politically savvy and talked politics, and which was not good. That was not normal at the time. And yeah, I'm telling you, she was an influencer of her time. So there's not a lot written about her. I know there's a lot of podcast episodes people have done. There's a couple of books. One really interesting book is when the White House caught fire. She was there alone, and the British were coming, and there was no army in Washington, and James Madison was with the militia out, whatever. There was an issue. And so she was home alone, and they were warned that the British were coming, and she had actually gotten a note that they were going to kidnap her and, burn the place down and all this. And she refused to go. She was waiting for James, thinking he'd come home. And they did come in, and she was trying to save all the stuff from the White House because she knew it was like really important. And she wanted that portrait of George Washington. And she was there with slaves. And part of the reason they know this is there was a slave named Paul Jennings, and he actually wrote a book, and it's actually a really good book. And I think you can get it on Amazon. He was a slave. He was born on the Madison's plantation, and he stayed with them through his whole life, and even stayed with Dolly after he was a free man. She got ruined. She had a messed up kid, drinker, gambler, money spender, put the Madisons in the hole. I mean, this whole story is like crazy. She's got a wacko kid. But Paul Jennings, actually, he was really affectionate towards the Madisons, and he wrote of his whole account in the White House with them and his time with them. And I think it's one of the first, I don't know, autobiographies to come out of a White House. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. It's very good. So we know a lot even about how she saved the Washington portrait because he was there. So she thought it was important, blah, blah, blah. It was screwed to the wall. They couldn't get it down. She ordered the servants to whack it with an axe, roll it up, took it out. And that's how we have that portrait. So that's why it's in the middle of my tote bag. So there's a lot more to her, but she was just, I don't know, just not what you would think of a lady of her time. Very influential. She got a state funeral. I don't know. There's a lot of fun facts about Dolly Madison. Okay, so here's what's funny, because I thought of this too, because Dolly would have been alive during the time that she would have stitched, right? And she might have done a Quaker, but she never went to school, from what I understand. So she didn't go to a Quaker school, and probably with that many kids, maybe they were like homeschooled, because some Quakers did that, just, taught their kids whatever, but she never spent a day in school as far as anybody knows. So it would be interesting to know if she ever stitched a sampler, because she would have been ripe for that time period. So we will never know. We will never know. I mean, there could be one that I don't know about. I'm not a historian. Believe it or not, I just rambled for so long about one of the first ladies. And there could be people here that aren't even in the United States and don't know what the heck I'm talking about or care. So anyway, I love Dolly Madison. She's a very interesting character. I don't know. She's kind of relatable. She's not perfect. And I think kind of bucked the system quite a bit. She got really trashed in the newspapers and tabloids, and they weren't really tabloids. They were just newspapers. There was just a ton of them. So, I don't know if other first ladies have stitched and have stuff in the White House. Wouldn't that be fun to find out? Because there'd be quite a few of them that would have been in the prime sampler stitching era, and some of them came from wealthy families and might have been sent to a girls' school. Martha might have done one. I don't know. We should Google it. Maybe if we Googled, we would know if any first ladies did samplers. I don't know any. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Smithsonian in DC where they have all the, I can't remember which Smithsonian it's in, but they have all the first ladies' dresses like for their inaugural outfits. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's some pretty needlework and beading and cool stuff on some of those dresses. I mean, some of them are pretty hideous, but the old stuff. Martha made quilts. Yeah, I did hear she was a quilter, but I don't know. Wouldn't you think that Martha would have made a sampler too if she was a needlewoman with her quilt? I would think that would be a fun thing if like some actual historian would research it. Maybe do a sampler for every first lady, even if they didn't make one. Oh, wouldn't that be so cool? With all their names and initials and I don't know, favorite colors. I don't know. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I love Dolly. And I do love Abigail Adams too. Quite a few books about Dolly on Amazon. Yeah, I mean, really, let's just say this. There's not enough on the ladies. There's plenty on the guys, but I want to know what the ladies were doing. So Dolly was cool, and she's a cupcake, so she was a snack cake. I think like she was so super popular that a lot of brands and things were named after her, like during the Victorian era and even into the beginning of the 20th century, different products and brands. And now, she's got a linen named after her, so the legend lives on. Yeah, a sampler for every period of each first lady. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, there's not that many of them, right? I mean, kind of the modern ones might be a little hard, but you could still do something really traditional with like each. There's got to be some interesting facts about each person that you could weave into a sampler. That would be fun. So that is the longest way to show you one piece of haul. So that was also for Norma, because Norma is my customer that I said I would show my Dolly Madison art storage bag. So, and it's actually a nice size for needlework. It's got two kinds of handles, like short ones and long ones. The book about Mary Queen of Scots, I got that book. I haven't read it yet, but I like British history too. I love those royals. Man, there's some good stories there. History is full of fantastic stories. So yeah, I got the Mary Queen of Scots book. Louisa Adams, yes. She was she British? She was British, right? Not French. She was English. Yeah. So, I don't know. That was your history lesson for the evening. I hope that you got some stitching done while I talk nonsense. Okay, so I'm going to show you out of the bag what might I start in May. This stuff's just like kind of ready to go. So, I think I've shown you these before. So one contender, I don't know. I just grabbed stuff that I had like thread and stuff for, and it's a crapshoot whether I have linen for it. Okay, so My Peaceful Home. Why not do a drum? I'm in the mood for Plum Street. I'm always in the mood for Plum Street, but they're always fun to stitch. So I think that would be pretty quick since I have no time for stitching. At least maybe I could feel like I got something done on this. So I'll leave it out of the bag. I had a little tiny table, so these are the colors. Hopefully Hopefully this light is good. So I do have that in my project bag. My famous project bags. Let me see if I can get more light going here. Oop. Oop. Okay, hopefully that light's okay. All right, so I also have, part of this would have been, I think my next video I might do like summer stuff that I want to work on. So, ooh, I might start Nantucket Girl Sampler. Again, Plum Street. And I dropped my threads. Son of a biscuit. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I have the NPIs for that, which I think I showed you before, but when I was going through my stuff, I had I had a piece of 40 count vintage buttercream by Lakeside. I got this from 123 Stitch a very long time ago. I had this kitted up with like, what did I have it kitted up with? Sarah Redburn. And that's this is the called for linen for Nantucket Girl Sampler. So it's pretty. So I actually have linen to do that. And I've wanted to do it for years. I feel like I'm not seeing a fraction of the comments. Ooh, the James Monroe. I have not been to the James Monroe Homestead Museum. Oh, Dana. Dana's filling in black. That's not always fun. Just not thrilling. Okay, so there's a contender for me. I know, it's like the comments like come up and then they like pause for a while. I mean, maybe you guys are just so enthralled with all of my nonsense that you're just speechless. It also could mean that you're stitching, because if you're typing, you're not moving your needle. So, okay, so I could start Stacy Nash Wonderful Life Pin Keep Drum, because that's all ready to go, and maybe it'd be done by Christmas if I start it in May. I have that pedestal. I already had the pedestal. I've had the pedestal for a while, and I had like a little fake pine tree on it, and now that's gone. Now I have an empty pedestal, just sitting there waiting for a friend. So I'm a wealth of, I am not a wealth of, you know I'm saying stuff wrong like all the flipping time, so I am not necessarily a wealth of information, but I love learning. Even if I learn it wrong, just correct me. Okay, so then another one. The drum is part of, no, it's not available yet. It is part of the Country Sampler. There's a club, Stacy Nash. I think there's been 2 drums. So it'll be released at some point. You like my stories. It should be bedtime stories with Rachel, because I think this could put some people to sleep. I know it could put my family to sleep. They'd be like, ugh. Okay, so I love this one, the Brenda Gervais. Rejoice Evermore. A few people have started this. Ooh, Anne's going to start the Rose and the Giant Pear on Dirty Teacup. Dirty Teacup's like perfect for, I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's a good neutral for a lot of stuff. Hello, Susan. Yeah, I love this one. This is an original one. The only thing is, I really think I want to do this on Thornfield, and I have no 40 count Thornfield. So I guess if I started, I could do it on 36. But, 40 count is elusive, hard to find. and I don't have it. How did I come up with the names for my linen? Just, the names for my linen are all just things that I don't know. Just things I like. So there's like history names. I've got Delaware Crossing, Ticonderoga, Dolly Madison. I can't even remember the names. I love classic literature. I'll just go through my name. I can't even remember all of my names. Let's see. So I've got Steinbeck. Love John Steinbeck. Love Grapes of Wrath. Love East of Eden. He's also from California. I'm from California, so that was a natural one. Hemingway. Hemingway's probably one of my favorite writers. Farewell to Arms is my favorite book of his. And he vacationed in northern Michigan. You can do Hemingway tours, and there's a northern Michigan Hemingway connection. So that was kind of natural. Let's see. Alcott is another, author. I almost said Dirty Women. Little Women. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite books, but it is probably one of the books that I have read the most. Why? I don't know. My favorite book is Les Miserables. But I have read Little Women like a bazillion times, and I love all the movie versions of it. In fact, I just reread Little Women like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. My mother-in-law sent me a copy that she had when she was a kid, and I just cracked it open and read it again. It's just a fantastic book. And her personal story is kind of interesting too. What else do I have? Que Sera Sera. That would be Doris Day is my favorite. I am from Orange County, Southern California. I just dropped something. Hang on. Let's see. So Que Sera Sera, that's Doris Day. I love Doris Day. I'm obsessed with Doris Day. Anytime I feel like crud, I can turn on a Doris Day movie, and it makes me feel good. I love the music. I have her records. I've loved Doris Day since I was a little kid. What else do I have? Green Acres. That would be the TV show with Ava Gabor. Brea is named, that is actually the town I grew up in, Brea, and Brea is, I went to Brea Olinda High School. So that's why Brea. And Newport Beach, same thing. We used to vacate, I used to like cruise there in high school, and we used to rent like a beach house for a vacation a week, once a summer for a week. And that was always my favorite beach to go to. My parents actually liked going to Huntington Beach the best, but I liked Newport the best. And in high school, I used to cruise there a lot and just hang out. And my husband's family still has a beach house there on the beach. So I love Newport Beach, and I kind of had a sandy color. So I was like, hey, Newport Beach. Calamity Jane is your favorite Doris Day movie? That's not my favorite. I like it. I like anything with Doris Day. But let's see. Lived in Newport Beach by the hospital. Oh, you like, see, now Huntington, a lot of the surfers liked Huntington. But, and Dana names her dogs after favorite authors. That's good. The La Brea Tar Pits is actually cool. But that's in LA, which is close. I mean, Brea, we weren't that far from LA. Orange County is basically a suburb of LA. Glass Bottom Boat, that's a good one too. Let's see, what are my other linen names? Pickwick, Charles Dickens. And it's a dark gray, so kind of dirty, gritty. What are my other colors? This is terrible. Dirty Teacup. I kind of have, like, my description for that kind of has a historical, like, Boston Tea Party kind of reference in that one. Thornfield is Jane Eyre. What else do I have? Pemberley, Jane Austen. I can't even think of all my names. I actually have more linens than I thought. Now that I'm naming them all. Oh, Eastwick, Witches of Eastwick. It just kind of had like that, I don't know, kind of something maybe you would do fall stuff on. That's right. Now you guys are telling me the names. Petoskey Stone, that's northern Michigan, because we have Petoskey stones here. They're little rocks with fossils in them, and the tourists love to collect them. Well, locals do too. I have a big bowl of them. My son, when he was little, used to always love grabbing all the Petoskey stones. And they're pretty much in Lake Michigan, but I think you can find them on a lot of the lake shores in Michigan, and I don't know, maybe somewhere else, but it's supposed to be kind of a Michigan thing. 90s Nirvana. I don't know why the heck I did that one. Nirvana. I don't know. I graduated high school in 93. So, I don't know, talked about the grunge movement. That one actually, when I used to sell on Facebook in the groups, I actually used to call that one Flash Dance. I would just think of names and like throw the linens and the cross stitch groups, and I had all kinds of names, but that one was called Flash Dance. Yeah, Eastwick. It is a kind of a good movie. Oh, and Dora. I love Bewitched. Calling Dr. Bombay. Come on. Uncle Arthur. Come on. I could totally move into the Bewitched house like right now. I love Samantha's house. Love it. So that's another one I turn on a lot. And I actually started, I think, probably even watching it more when my kids were little, because I got so sick of all that, like, dumb little kid TV that I would always turn on, like, classic TV and stuff, because I was like, well, it's clean, and at least I can, handle watching it. So my kids were always watching, like, Brady Bunch and Bewitched and... yeah. I also had a color named Bronte, which is not, I don't do it right now, but that may be one I bring back. That kind of had a pinky tone to it. Yeah, 90s Nirvana. That would be Nirvana, I don't know. And I've got some other name. I've got a bunch of stuff. Like I have new colors, which I can't release yet because I'm just too busy. And I can't release it on 40 count because I have none. So I'm waiting. As soon as I can, I'll release a few new colors. But I do have some names coming, which are kind of out of the box. Because I don't like going with the flow. I don't let, everything's like named after like food and coffees, and which totally is visual, but I was like, why not? Why can't we just name it whatever's fun? So, and you might remember it that way. I don't know. So, oh, Melville. Okay, another literary. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a Melville fan, but the color actually just made me do Melville because I felt like, I did the whole Moby Dick connection. So, because it's kind of a grayish blue with like, I didn't used to do like the staining on it, and then I kind of started adding the staining, and so it's like blue and brown. But nothing like teasing, yeah. I mean, I honestly have like gone to bed just thinking of name, like, oh, that'd be a good linen name. Like I'll just hear a word and I don't know. But it would probably be along the same lines because those are kind of like some of my, I don't know, interests, I guess. I like reading. I don't read anymore, but that's on I just don't have time. Really, since I've had kids, I haven't been able to read a ton at all. And if I read, it tends to be nonfiction now because I can put it down for a long period of time. So I will read like history books. I do like books. Sampler history books. I have a ton of those, and those are great because I can just flip and read a chapter or two and not have to really follow a storyline. But I used to be like when I was younger, I was a crazy reader. I read like 1 to 2 books a week. That's how much I read. So I could read before kindergarten. So yeah, and I was going to do some at Christmas this year with kind of some Christmassy names, but I don't know, didn't get around to it. Gladys Kravitz. I know, my mom's a Gladys Kravitz. I call her that all the time. She's so nosy, I'm telling you. And it's not, I don't know, she's nosy. Because she'll always like, did you know? And I'm like, what? Gladys. She's always got her nose in everyone's business. Okay, so I'm going to show you some more charts. Because I feel like I'm just talking about myself. I mean, I guess I'm just answering questions, but... All right. So another thing I might start I'm giving myself permission. Scarlet House, Philadelphia Vine. Why not? You have a neighbor. I think anybody who's nosy, we call Mrs. Kravitz, Gladys Kravitz at this point. My favorite sampler history books. You know, actually, one of my favorite ones to pick up a lot is the Betty Ring. See, now I'm just going to kill me. The Girlhood, is it the Girlhood Embroidery? The 2-volume. I love that one. That's American Samplers. I tend to pick up the ones that are American Samplers a lot. What's the other one? The Connecticut one. Oh, see, I can't remember all the names. If I was at home, I could one day I'll do a video and show you the books. Is it With Needle and Brush? The Connecticut Valley Schoolgirl book. Gloria Seaman Allen's books are really good. She's kind of more like the mid-Atlantic area, Maryland and DC and stuff. I have a lot of them. I have a lot of those books. This chart's on your want list. Okay, now I think this might be good on Steinbeck. And I do have a lot of that. I'm doing that. Today I ironed 50 yards of Steinbeck. So maybe that's why I grabbed this, because I've been, you know, Steinbecked out. But I think this would be good with this, with that. And it's like, I have it just with the DMC. I'll show you in my see-through project bag. It's like, what is that, 5 colors? So this would be a great one if you did want to do silk and you want to try silk. There's only 5 colors. So it calls for Dinky Dyes and Gloriana, 6 colors. So you need 3 Dinky Dyes and 3 Glorianas, and it wouldn't break the bank. So I just thought of that on my own. Hello from Michigan. Hello back from Michigan. See, now it's getting a little dark in here. I don't know where the lights are here. I think. Okay, hang on a minute. You're going to see me try and turn on the light. I got no light. Oh, there we go. Then you got the full whatever this is, house coat reveal, which I did at the beginning, but my house coat and jeans, that's got to be a first. Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, I downloaded this last summer, and I didn't do it, and this is another one I could probably do on Steinbeck. But this is Stacey Nash. I don't know, what is this? Summer House Pinky. And if you like Stacey Nash and you haven't been on her Etsy shop, she has, you can download her patterns. They're the same price as if you were to purchase them, but, you know, instant gratification if you're in the mood for Stacey Nash. So just in case you've never been on her website. So, oh my gosh, I'm such a moron. I ordered from Country Sampler her, you know, their spring open house, her little pin keep that she had. And I had ordered it before the open house. I haven't gotten it yet. I've seen people getting it. So I ordered that, and then I saw the tote bags that, you know, everybody had the Stacey Nash tote bags at Market, and I was like, oh, I really need that. And now I'm seeing everybody opening their stuff, and they came with a tote bag. So now I'm going to have 2 Stacey Nash tote bags. And I got the zipper bag. Country Sampler, if you go on their website, they have a Stacey Nash, like, almost like a project pouch. So you could put a little Stacey Nash project in there. And I ordered one of those, too. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 more. That are, I have a whole pile, but... So next time I do my video, you may totally see different things. Which is fine. I think. Where is that? Okay, hang on a minute. Well, I guess one of the things I was going to show didn't make it. Oh, yes, it did. It's on the floor. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. So another thing that I started a long time ago, and I'm going to redo, is the Brenda Gervais Summer Schoolhouse series. Let's see. So this is number 1. And you can get these on Brenda Gervais' website, Country Stitches Online. Number 2. And I started it on the, what did it call for? 28 count mushroom Lugana? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't love it. So I think I'm going to do, here, I'll show you in a minute. This is number 3. Number 3 is super cute. And it's got a flag. And number 4. All things Brenda G. I mean, her stuff is just so pretty. Pretty classic. Pretty classic. But it's very soft, too. So I kind of, I kind of have to be in the mood sometimes. And then when I get in the mood, I'm just like, I want all Brenda Gervais. Oh, and here's what they look like when they're all in their pillows and on their, there's that little pattern here with the paddle. I've had these forever. I started it, I did a lot on number 1, which is, I think, the biggest one. And I chopped it because I just didn't like it. So I think I had an epiphany today. Oh, I think I've seen people do them all on one piece. I think I'm going to do it on 46 count over 1. And I think I'm going to do 90s Nirvana, which you cannot see in this light. But 46 count is one kind of linen I got a ton of. So, I don't know. I think that might look good. I think that the staining and stuff, there's not a ton of white in it. So, I'm not going to do 1 over 1. I'm just going to do 45. 1 over 2. So, I think that might be good. That might be good. And then I don't even have to do the 1 over 1. Brenda did them over 2. Oh, you did them over 2 on 46? I thought, okay, see, I thought Brenda did them over 2 on 40. Brenda showed them in her video, and they're actually pretty good. I mean, not, they're actually pretty good. Like, not like your other stuff isn't good, too. That kind of sounded like it was the exception to the rule. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. No, but I mean, size-wise, they look pretty darn close to the 1 over 1 on 28. So, yeah, I think, so it really wasn't an epiphany. It was probably me having seen Brenda do it on her video a long time ago. I don't know. But I did think that you did it on 40, Brenda. So, now we all know that Brenda is the one that thought of this way long ago. And I'm not going to take credit for it. But yeah, Brenda's look good. The sizing is nice. And I'm not, no, not over 1. I'm not crazy enough to do, I don't even love 46 count, quite honestly. It's not that much harder than 40, but there's no way in heck I would do 46 over 1. I mean, come on. So, hi, Michelle from South Carolina. Okay, so now here's the other thing. I scared Carol Saltbox. She thought I was going to do over 1 on 46. Yeah, no. No way. For me, stitching has to be relaxing. Over 1 on 46 would totally stress me out. And I'd need, like, monster magnifiers for that. Norma's in, where are you at in Michigan, Norma? Northern or lower or Detroit? Pontiac, lower. Lower. I mean, I'm in lower too, but I'm northern lower. Hello, Bethlehem, PA. Kathy, I used to live in Pennsylvania, in Hazleton, for like 2 years. For work, we went for work. It wasn't a destination, but I love Pennsylvania. So ship it. Oh, see, yeah, I was up in those Poconos. So, okay, so Something that I have wanted to do for a long time, which I showed in my hats video, or hats, ode to hats, floss tube, is Maud and Clara Pickernell, this Bristol. And I think, regardless of Imagimania, I'm going to start this. And I think that I think you could have a Bristol going like forever and ever. They're so big, and you could just finish one and go right into the next and never skip a beat. And eventually you'd possibly have a Bristol wall or a lot of red samplers. I have so much dye in my fingernails today. So I'm going to start that. And I can't decide on my linen. And I don't know if my lighting's good enough to show you. I think, okay, so I'm going to do it on NPI, and I just ordered hanks of NPI, and I'm going to sell like red and black. I'm just going to do a few colors, but I'm going to sell hanks in my shop. So I got the NPI. I think I'm going to do NPI, what is this, 503. And I think I'm going to do it on, God, my nails look terrible, on Hemingway. Sort of a darker one. And you can't see you cannot see this linen in the right color right now. But it is modeled. You can't even see the modeling on this. This one has really subtle. This piece has really subtle modeling. I've done some recently that have had some pretty heavy modeling on it, and they looked pretty cool, so I sent them out anyway, but normally it's pretty subtle. And so I kind of thought that I would do from Williamsburg Wear. Yeah, I thought I would do kind of like a darker, two darker tones, because I kind of wanted to start with Louisa Cullimore when that one first came out and do like a cream with a red. But I think this might be my combo for the first one. You want someone to decide a good red for you? Penny, what do you mean? You want someone to decide a good red for you? Or you just want to go in and make it easy and buy a red? So yeah, these hanks are cool. And they are $32. But that's a lot of silk for 32 bucks. You might want a few. I'll have a few different reds, I think, on there. And I'm kind of thinking, you know, because a lot of people do red samplers. So I'll probably have red and black in the hanks. Me, Penny, you're putting a lot of pressure on me. Oh gosh. Can you also sell the hats, Bristol charts? Yeah, I could order some and throw them on there. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think Louisa Cullimore is the smallest. From Hands Across the Sea, it's the smallest, for sure. That was Hemingway linen. So, yeah, I think so. And they're all, they all kind of take a big chunk of linen. So, like a good, other than Louisa Cullimore, you might be able to get it. I don't have that one in front of me, but you might be able to get away with a fat quarter on Louisa Cullimore. Scarlet Letter also has Bristols, and so does Dutch Treat. In fact, I think she owned the original of this one and let Nicola reproduce it. So, and then Sassy Jacks is coming out with a Bristol, a huge one. I think I don't know if it's bigger than Harriet Salt or the same, but it's a really big one, really big one. So. Let's see. I ordered a piece of Delaware Crossing. Now I can't find it. If I find another one. You ordered you lost a piece of Delaware Crossing. It can't be hard to find. It's kind of a bright linen. Kind of a bright blue. Oh, see, I'm getting texts. I'm getting distracted. It's like I have adult ADD. Penny can't stitch and watch. She keeps having to. You got our frog stuff, huh, Penny? Oh, they did post it at, yeah, it's huge. Oh, okay. So it's on the Sassy Jacks website. I ordered, I just said I ordered from Sassy Jacks a few days ago and it wasn't there yet. So it's really cute. I mean, they're all pretty good. They're all similar, but I think I'm gonna do the sisters first because I don't know, the one jumping in front of the train, that gets me. I'm like, oh, they deserve for me to stitch their sampler. That backstory is kind of tragic. So they're all tragic because they're all orphans, but the two sisters stitched a sampler together and one did not have a happy ending at all. So, and I'd like to, I think she just said on, Nicola said on one of her last videos that she is going to release that one in book form. Right now it's only PDF. Alice Ellen Usher's The Sassy Jacks Bristol. Okay. All right. Yeah. So go on Sassy Jacks and look at that one too. I think a lot of people, Harriet Salt was pretty popular. I saw a lot of people starting that one. I think Mary 395 might be visually my favorite of the Bristols that Hats has. So I think the one that Scarlet Letter sells is also not terribly big in stitch size. I don't know. I don't remember, but I don't think it's like a Harriet Salt size. I think it's a little smaller. They might have a couple. And a sampler might have a couple too. I can't remember. So, yeah, that's it. So I have other charts, but, I'm going to save them for my regular video. I'll do another video on Friday. What time is it? I mean, I don't have to go anywhere, but we've already been at this for quite a while, so. All right, well, do I like Anne Grim? I love Anne Grimshaw. I don't know if you're talking to me, Saltbox Carol Saltbox. I'm getting your name all mixed up. I love Anne Grimshaw. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get Hanks of Black for that one. That's a good one. So, but that's not a Bristol, that's a Quaker. You were set. Susan was going to do 395 until she saw how big it was. It's big. But you know what? Who cares? Who cares? I mean, if you're monogamous, that would be really intimidating. If you're a stitcher that only stitches one thing at a time, those really big ones really kind of put you off because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'll be working on this for months. If you kind of have a rotation, why not do a big one? There's no deadline. Just work on it a little, put it away, work on it a little, and put it away. So Lisa likes all the history. Oh my God, I'm totally going to have nightmares about this. I'm just going to be criticizing myself all night. I'm going to be like, why did I go into my Dolly Madison diatribe live? I nerded out on everyone. And I could have kept going. It started to get a little jumbled. And everything I was doing was like from memory. So. Oh, Lord. Okay. So a thread a night. Yeah. See, Barbara? You can do a thread a night. And before you know it, your big Bristol will be done. So I think that's what Lori Holt does. Okay. So I guess I'll get off here. Because I really don't have anything else. You want to know about any other historical figures? Oh, Lordy. Susan is a serial cheater, not monogamous. Thanks, Rachel. Rachel with the A. All right. Now I'm going to sign off in a second, but we will do this again. I don't know when. It's kind of nice if I can get like a quiet night. I got pets and people, teenagers and whatever. So as soon as I kind of see an opportunity to do it again, we'll do it again. And I got a couple pictures of house coats, and I'm going to maybe do some gifts for those. If you do have a house coat and want to take a picture of it and send it to me, you don't have to be wearing it. Or your comfy clothes that you watched and stitched in. I'm going to send out a few little presents to people because there were people that actually bought house coats, which is kind of fun. And I did on Amazon. So, yeah, we'll do a couple prizes and then just keep it handy and wear your comfy clothes for the lives. And we'll do it again. So, I know my homework should be looking up needlework in the White House. Wouldn't that be fun? God, we could have like a whole series of stuff. It would be really cool. I don't know. There's probably some British ones too, right? We could do Mary Queen of Scots and whoever else might have done needlework over across the pond. So, yeah, so now hopefully you guys are all ready for bed and more stitching. I am going to try and stay up tonight and stitch. And I think I came here early because I was going to work on that Mary Ellen car for a little bit while I waited to, you know, check my lighting and get everything set up. So, yeah, I think I might go home and work on that for a little bit if I don't fall asleep because I don't know. I get up early. So, all right. I do not know. Oh, I do know how to stop this because I stopped it like 5 times when I got on here. Okay. So I will make a video next Friday. And, you know, if you're watching this recorded later, then you missed out on some fun comments, but I'm sure I missed some good comments too. So I will see you guys, not live, but I will record a video next Friday morning and upload it. And I think I'll go over summer stitching plans, maybe. So, all right, I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.